What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to be discussing 2015's Pixels, starring Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Josh Gad, Michelle Monaghan, Peter Dinklage, Sean Bean, Jane Krakowski, Afion Crockett, Ashley Benson, Dan Aykroyd, and appearances by Serena Williams and Martha Stewart as themselves. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we're going to take a look at 2015's Pixels and what I feel is my favorite Adam Sandler movie. And I know you guys think that I might be crazy by saying that, with films out there like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, The Waterboy, but there's just something about this film that I really, really love, and we'll get into it a little bit at the end, okay? But our film opens in 1982 at a video game arcade with friends Sam Brenner and Will Cooper, where Sam discovers that he can master the games by spotting the patterns. The friends then end up participating in a video game championship, where Sam loses in the finals to Eddie the Fire Blaster Plant in a game of Donkey Kong. The championship tournament is filmed, and a videotape with the footage of the event is included in a 1982 time capsule and launched into space. We then jump ahead to the present day, and Brenner now is an installer of home theater systems, while Cooper is now the President of the United States. In Guam, the Anderson Air Force Base is besieged by an extraterrestrial force which is attacking them in the form of the video game Galaga, and a soldier is abducted. Brenner ends up working at the home of divorcee Violet Van Patten, where the two bond over Violet's personal issues. When Sam tries to kiss her, she gets offended and resents confessing her issues to Brenner. Both Sam and Violet receive separate phone calls summoning them to the White House, where upon arrival, Sam sees the Galaga footage for the first time. Upon leaving the White House, Sam runs into the Wonder Kid, Ludlow Lamonsoff, a kid that Sam and Will befriended back in '82 at the video game championship. Ludlow and Brenner determine that an alien race found the time capsule and misinterpreted the cassette's images as a declaration of war and are attacking with technology based off of the games featured at the championship. This is affirmed when the aliens interrupt a television broadcast using manipulated footage from the cassette of '80s icons, challenging Earth to a battle where if the aliens win 3 rounds, they will conquer the planet. Brenner and Cooper are unable to stop one of the attacks, as several aliens taking the form of Arkanoid are used to destroy the Taj Mahal, and an innocent bystander is abducted. Violet showcases some newly developed ray guns that appear to be effective against the aliens, as Brenner and Ludlow train the Navy SEALs to play the games. In London, the aliens attack Hyde Park in the form of Centipede, but the soldiers are unable to defeat the creatures, so Sam and Ludlow grab the ray guns and step in. Following the victory, the aliens send a congratulatory message to the team, as well as a trophy in the form of the dog from Duck Hunt, which ends up being adopted by an old woman who was present during the attack. Ludlow and Cooper retrieve Eddie, who has been serving a prison sentence for fraud. While in New York City, the team discovers that an alien taking on the form of Pac-Man is on a rampage. Brenner, Ludlow, and Eddie are given modified Mini Coopers to use as the ghosts from Pac-Man, with the fourth Cooper to be driven by Toru Iwatani, the creator of Pac-Man. When the group confronts the Pac-Man alien, Iwatani attempts to reason with it peacefully, but he gets his hand bitten off and flees. The remaining three men are able to overcome the task at hand and defeat the Pac-Man alien. But Violet notices that something about Eddie seems off, as he is able to move at supersonic speeds around the city. They win an alien, taking the form of Qbert as their trophy for their efforts, and get a celebratory ball thrown for them by government officials. During the party, the aliens send another message, this one a declaration that someone has cheated and the challenge for the planet has been forfeited. Violet's son, Maddie, discovers that Eddie is in fact the cheater, having used a speed cheat during the battle against Pac-Man. Eddie then flees as Maddie is abducted by the aliens. The aliens then launch a massive attack using an army of aliens, taking on various forms of both heroes and villains from the Video Game Championship videotape. Cooper joins the team, while Ludlow stays behind as an alien takes on the form of Lady Lisa, a character who Ludlow has had a crush on since childhood. Ludlow is able to persuade Lisa to choose love, and she sides with the humans. Eddie, wishing to make amends, returns to the streets to fight alongside Ludlow and Lisa as well. Meanwhile, Brenner, Violet, Cooper, and Qbert are summoned aboard the aliens' mothership, where they face off against the alien leader in the form of Donkey Kong on a recreation of the game's starting level, with all the aliens' captives, including Maddie, at the top. As the group dodges the obstacles, Brenner begins to lose hope until Maddie reveals Eddie's cheating to him, thus restoring his confidence and allowing him to defeat Donkey Kong, causing all the aliens on Earth to self-destruct, including Lady Lisa. The team is declared as heroes, and a peace agreement is reached with the aliens. Eddie apologizes to Brenner for his cheating ways, and Ludlow is heartbroken that Lisa is gone. His spirits get lifted, however, when Qbert transforms his likeness into hers. Brenner and Violet become a couple, and Eddie gets to meet Serena Williams and Martha Stewart. The aliens reverse all of the destruction that was caused before they depart, even restoring Iwatani's hand. Our film closes as we flash forward 1 year and discover that Ludlow and Lisa are now married and have children that look like Qbert. Okay. Now, I know I have to answer to some of this. Why is this my favorite Adam Sandler film? I know a lot of you guys are wondering that. Okay. First thing first, Josh Gad in this. This was my first time seeing Josh Gad and knowing I was seeing Josh Gad after the success of Frozen and his breakout role of Olaf. He had been in movies prior. I had seen those movies prior. Films like 21. But I didn't know who Josh Gad was at that point. I didn't know who Josh Gad was until Frozen. So this was my first time seeing Josh Gad and knowing I was seeing Josh Gad after the success of Frozen. And I loved it. When I saw Frozen with my daughter, I was a fan of Olaf. So to get to see the guy that was Olaf being just as silly as Adam Sandler can be, I loved it. Watching him on stage, singing Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, amazing. Kevin James. Never really watched The King of Queens, but the few other things I've seen him in, I did really enjoy. Peter Dinklage. Not a fan of Peter Dinklage. I've mentioned that a couple times. But in this film, for some reason, he seemed a little bit more tolerable. Dan Aykroyd. I'm going to be talking about Dan Aykroyd again in a couple of days when we do our double feature day this month on Friday. But growing up in the 80s, Dan Aykroyd was somebody that was everywhere. So to see him come back and be in this film, one Saturday Night Live alumnus in the film of another Saturday Night Live alumnus, I thought was just awesome. Serena Williams. Okay, now granted, she doesn't have a huge part in it. She does appear more than Martha Stewart. But Serena Williams. I have met Serena Williams. I have hugged Serena Williams. So to see her in this just made my heart all warm and fuzzy. The video game aspect of it, okay? I don't consider myself a gamer whatsoever. But as a child of the 80s, I went to video game arcades. Back then, I did love playing. I would go to the arcades. I would play the games. I would play my Atari 2600. I would play the original Nintendo system. I would play Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaga, Centipede, Duck Hunt, Q*bert, a lot of the games that are referenced in this film. Even though they're not part of the challenges, you even see characters like Frogger, Paperboy, Tetris. You see Burger Time. And some of you may be listening to me rattle off some of these games, and you're like, what are these games? Look them up, my friends. These were the games of my childhood. So, again, much in the keeping of the theme of this month, and you're getting to know Renegade a little bit more, there is so much in this film that represents my childhood. How could it not be my favorite Adam Sandler film? You know what I mean? There's so much of this that appeals to me on another level that while a lot of people dismissed this film and critiqued it negatively, I love this film. Again, I'm not going to give it 5 stars. I'm going to be fair. But just like I've done with some of the other ones, I'll give this one 4 out of 5 very easily. Very easily. I think it's a lot better than people give it credit for because it came at a time people were kind of dismissing Adam Sandler. People were kind of done with him. I think this film is a lot better than it gets credit for. I think this film deserves another look, especially if you can look at it through the nostalgia eyes, like I can. Having been a kid, I would have been 6 years old in 1982. So probably too young to have been their friend and a part of that video game competition. But, I was 6 years old when that competition theoretically took place. So this is my childhood. What do you guys think of Pixels? If you're watching the premiere, let me know. Leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But whatever you do, when you get out there on the social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade J.J. Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade J.J. Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise of the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. It's summertime still. You still got plenty of time for those barbecues, pool parties, beach bonfires. Go to the Teespring store, get yourself a tank top. You can choose from the Renegade J.J. Williams or Meachamania. Either one is the perfect accessory for those hot summer days and those hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content, my daily videos? If so, go to that PayPal, send me a few bucks as a donation. Keep in mind, everybody, I'm still not monetized yet, still trying to get my viewership hours up. So the only way I'm going to make a few bucks right now on this venture is if you guys out there go to that PayPal link and send me a few bucks as a donation. If you don't want to send me any money, that's cool. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls across the bottom of the screen. Keep in mind, like I've said every day this month, it's my birthday month. August 22nd is my birthday. Go to that Linktree link, click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list, select a movie. I'm constantly adding titles, updating. When it comes in the mail, I'll open it up on Renegade Recap live, just like I always do, and I'll give you guys a thank you and a shout out. And likewise, when I work it into one of my theme months, sit down, get to watch it, review it, and give you guys another shout out. And I will show you guys all the same amount of love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we go backwards a few years to 2002. And we take a look at one of my favorite films from an actor who I am not a fan of. Gangs of New York, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis, Cameron Diaz, Jim Broadbent, John C. Reilly, Henry Thomas, and Liam Neeson. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow. right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, right back here on Renegades Reviews, when I take a look at one of the few films of Leonardo DiCaprio's that I actually like and enjoy. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there that are tuning in today for the premiere, watching along, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, all my loyal fans and viewers out there, tune in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers who tune in on a daily basis, watching and supporting me. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you guys next time.